Welcome, everybody, to the very first inaugural episode of Audio Files by your boys over at Living Life Fearless, aka LLF. I am your host, Dario Hunt, with my co-host, as usual, Mr. Dries Walker. Say what up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our first episode of the Audio Files by LLF.
So, we decided to, break up our podcast, which was the Fearless Show, a little bit, as things were getting too long and we have too much to talk about in music to just dedicate to one thing. So we decided to go ahead and bring you guys the audio files. All music, all news, all current news and music, all new releases, just our opinions about everything going on in the music world. So to kick things off, since we haven't talked about music in a while, what do you think about all the new music that has dropped over the summer? There has been a ton of it.
Oh man, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy summer so far. There's so much music that just came out. Like, I'm trying to think about where to start. There's been a bunch of singles from people, but most recently, let's see, Schoolboy Q's project.
Yep.
Blank Face. That was, highly anticipated.
Highly.
The album definitely didn't disappoint me. I had a little bit of hype. I was like, oh, okay, Schoolboy Q's coming out with some new fire. It better be fire,
Yeah.
But, there was some heat. There was some heat on there, It possibly could have transcended a little bit more, But I think he stayed in his lane in that one, in that whole project, pretty much.
I gave my opinion, my reaction over there on Living Life Fearless this past week.
Yep.
About my opinions about the album. As you know, I'm a huge TDE fan, especially when it comes to Kendrick, and Schoolboy Q's right behind there with me, especially after he dropped Habits of Contradiction. I've been looking for everything he did after that. Big fan of Oxymoron. It was an album that definitely grew on you the more you listen to it, especially all the intricacies and everything.
I really like that stuff.
So I was especially hyped up to hear Blank Face LP. The singles honestly didn't do it for me. Like, Groovy Tony was cool when I first heard it, but it wasn't just that thing that grabbed me. It was a cool track. And It wasn't until I heard Jadakiss on there that I really fell in love with that song. And I was like, it was missing something, and it was definitely missing Jadakiss. Because he had one of the hardest verses on the whole album.
Man,
and then also,
shout out to Jadakiss. He's doing a lot right now. He's working.
Finally, about time. And then that part with Kanye. It's a cool song, but
that part.
The verses were kind of weak. Like, let's be honest. Like, the verses were kind of weak. The beat was okay.
Right.
So, like, nothing really hyped me up until I saw the trailers he did? They weren't trailers, but they were little short videos he did before the release of his album. Yeah. And then once I heard some of the extra songs on there and, like, just the whole setup and everything was going, that's when it got me, hyped up to hear the whole album. And like you said, it definitely didn't disappoint, but I don't think it necessarily lived up to all the hype, which was probably unfair in the first place. But it's a very solid album. Very solid album. But I just wish, like you said, lyrically, I wish he would grow a little more.
A little bit more, I liked Torch when he came in on Torch, but, like, I don't know.
Honestly, one of my favorite tracks on the whole album is Lord Have Mercy, produced by Swiss Beats. His verse was crazy on there. Swiss Beats gave him one of the hardest beats I've heard from Swiss Beats in a long time.
Right.
And it was only a minute and 30 seconds long. Like, come on, man. Like,
that's crazy.
That was crazy. You had to have it on there. And Ride Out was crazy. The beat on Ride Out was insane when that finally dropped.
Yeah.
Like, that just gets you hyped beyond belief. So, like I said, the album was cool. Just did not live up to all the hype for me. Right. But there's so much else that came out. Like, there was, let's see, We didn't talk about Future's Project ET that came out. We didn't talk about Bobby Tarantino by Logic, or or
Bobby Tarantino. Well, let's talk about that one real quick. Just get it out of the way.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
All the Bobby Soxers, all the Rat Pack out there. Shout out to the Rat Pack. You know, Logic came out with a project, and he didn't disappoint either. You know, I think it's a similar situation with Q, where you know, there's a lot of high expectations. Except with this one, I don't think this was like a commercial release. Wasn't this more like a mixtape album?
It was a mixtape.
Yeah. So it's basically promo for his next album.
Yeah, and it was a mixtape, and you could tell because he put a little more pop and more radio type stuff. I won't say pop, but more radio friendly type beats, especially when it comes to hip hop.
Yeah,
than he normally does on all his projects. So it was definitely a mixtape, and it was a cool mixtape for what it was.
Right.
Slave was a great song. Yeah. I mean, 44 Bars is cool. Like, I'm really starting to like Logic. Honestly, I told you I did not used to fuck with Logic until his last album came out.
Flexecution was the song. That was like probably the main single.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like the single for sure. That and Wrist with Pusha T.
Wrist, that song, yeah. Pusha T's out here, you know, doing big things.
I listen to anything Pusha's coming out. What else did we miss? We missed James Blake.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was a big album that was supposed to come out. What did you feel about that?
Oh, man. James Blake's album was good. I don't know if I liked it, though. Like, let's say this. James Blake is a great artist, and I think there were songs and moments in songs that I really loved. But then it seemed like he was a little bit maybe too loose or experimental in this project. Like he was trying to do something. Like he was trying hard to do something a little off of what he did last time. But it just sounded like he was trying to make the last album better or something, you know?
But you don't think his last album was hell experimental too? Like, to me, like, his whole persona is experimental music. Like,
I mean, you can't hate, because, I mean, Beyonce did a song with him on Lemonade.
Yeah, I mean, look, I respect artistry. I have nothing but respect for him and for what he does.
Yeah.
But again, like, some of it is hard to, like, get into because he tries so many different things.
Right.
But, I mean, the song to me that most was absolutely fire to me was I Need a Forest Fire with, what's the name, Bon Iver? That's how you say it?
Yeah, Bon Iver. Yeah,
that was definitely my favorite song on the whole album.
Oh, yeah. It's probably, I mean, that should be like the single. I don't know if it is, but that's a big song.
The thing I like about him, though, is just the way everything layers musically, like all the instruments and how everything builds, and like how everything like builds up, and like that, just that whole feeling.
He has like a really raw vocal,
yeah,
and like his beats build up real slowly, which is nice, you know. So yeah, I like it for sure.
Vic Mensa just dropped his first project since signing the Rock Nation.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
That Vic Mensa came out tough though. It's interesting. I don't know. I think it could have came a little harder. It seems like he's reaching for a wide audience. Like, not just the rap fans. It seems like he's trying to get...
I mean, but I can't really say that because Vic has always been that way since he first started with Kids These Days.
Yeah.
Kids These Days was definitely not a rap group, you know? Like, he rapped on there, but it was definitely not a rap group.
Yeah, I never really... It just seemed like he was starting to look more like a hardcore rapper, but then...
Let me tell you a secret, man. That's all PR and promotion. That is all PR and promotion.
Right.
That's all Kanye, and that's all Jay-Z. All in his ear, you know.
Right.
To get that more edge to him, because for sure his songs, I mean, if you listen to his previous work, all his songs were not that hard as the songs he came out with. Was You Mad? And You Mad was like the one he did with Kanye.
Right.
It was supposed to be a single, like that was post Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's pre Rock Nation Vic and there's post Rock Nation Vic. So, but he still does. I mean, like he gets, which I'm surprised he gets more political than probably almost any other rapper I've definitely heard recently outside of like Kendrick, J. Cole.
So, I mean, he's probably the most political in like the young generation.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what else was surprisingly political? Well, we'll say all the way through political, but had some surprisingly political lyrics and songs on there was Still Brazy by YG.
Oh, yeah. Yo, YG is coming out with some hits. Some, like, sneak bangers, I think. It's crazy. Like,
with that.
Well, didn't he do FDT?
Yep. Fuck Donald Trump.
He got 2. Yeah, did you hear part 2?
No, I haven't heard part 2.
Yo, he got Fuck Donald Trump part 2. It's G-Eazy and Macklemore.
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
You're gonna have to check that out.
I mean, like I was saying, politically, like, he got FDT, he got Blacks and Browns, he got Police Get Away with Murder. You know what I'm saying? He even got Who Shot Me, like talking about stuff like.
Right.
Out of everybody to have like a politically charged lyrics or political type songs, he was the very last person I would expect to. That way.
Man, like, he's making political songs that you want to dance to, like that. Fuck Donald Trump is a banger. Like
he honestly
I like listening to that song.
One of the most socially conscious West Coast rap albums of the year. Like even like that's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah, it's crazy because it almost doesn't sound like it, but you listen to it and you're just like, oh, he's like talking about real stuff.
Like he was talking about some real shit, which is not expected at all from him. But I was pleasantly surprised because he still managed to, get to it. And, like the songs are still hard as hell, even if he didn't have what's his name on the beats like he did last time.
Oh yeah, well beats are beats. Basically, they're like you can get a good beat, you can probably have a hot mixtape. If you can get a couple good beats, it almost don't even matter nowadays. It's like say anything to the beat, because this beat right here will take you home. Like
it was definitely dope. The last major one I want to talk about this week. We're gonna save some for next week. Can't cram everything in. So
okay.
We're gonna talk about the one that came out. Well, did it even come out yet? I don't even know if it came out yet. We might just have the early version, but it's DJ Khaled.
I think it came out yesterday. Yeah, yeah, Major Key. DJ Khaled.
That just dropped.
That, yeah, and I mean, if you've been keeping up with social media or the news, I'm sure you've heard a little bit about DJ Khaled in the last few months or so. Not any particular story. I'm just sure you've heard some of the hype. He's a great
promo guy. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, the biggest.
What'd you think?
Oh man, so we're gonna talk about the album.
Yep.
Oh,
this is Audio Files.
Major Key alert. Yo, okay, so first of all, because this is the most recent drop for me that I've been sort of listening to, but I mean, first of all, it starts out crazy. It just starts out crazy. Everything, there's like so much to think about, basically. Because there's a few songs that I thought would be like super crazy bangers that didn't stand out because of like other big songs on the album. Like what's it called? Fuck the Club Up. Fuck the Club Up is a good song, but it's like not one of the top 4 or 5 songs on there, or Work For It. That's, Big Sean, Gucci Mane, and 2 Chainz. That's not a top 5 song on the album, for me at least. Don't Ever Play Yourself. That's a big list right there. Don't Ever Play Yourself. That's got Jadakiss, like we were just talking about, Jada. Fab. They hitting you with Jada, Fabulous, Joe, Fat Joe. Not Joe Budden, Fat Joe. And Busta Rhymes. Like, come on. How you going to have... Like, that song just just reading the title and features alone, I thought it was gonna be epic. And it's definitely a bars packed song, but like Nas' album done, that song is dope. That's one of my favorite songs on there. It's Nas' album done. Probably number 4 for me, maybe.
Okay.
I like. Let's see. What are my top few songs on here? I mean, I got The Keys. You know, that's been out. That's like one of the. Was that like the second single?
Yeah, Jay-Z and Future.
Yeah, I mean that's just crazy. The Jay-Z gone. Holy Key. That's probably one of Big Sean's best verses ever. And Kendrick definitely rose to the Kendrick bar and delivered some super fire bars on that. Like you're gonna have to listen to it like 4 or 5 times just to like catch some of the stuff. But you know, the lyrics are crazy. Nicki Minaj on here with Do You Mind? See, on Do You Mind, I actually did mind that Chris Brown was singing the hook. It kind of was annoying. I would have rather like August Alsina or Jeremiah would have did it.
You ready for my opinion?
Yeah, man. What do you feel? How do you feel?
I mean, I'm going to give my full reaction later in, Living Life Fearless next week. But I'll give you guys a taste of it. It was highly forgettable. I'm going to tell you why. I'm very disappointed in myself. He always gets me hyped up, when he announces an album. Because everybody talks about he's not an artist. What does he do? He's not a producer. And everybody's 100% right. He pretty much does nothing in music except he does what a lot of people cannot do, which is get the biggest names together on a track and make it on an album. This is what he does. This is what people cannot do, which is extremely difficult to do. So I respect the fact that he can do it.
And he gets to trademark ad-libs every
but
track.
I'm just every time it happens, every time a new album, I'm just so hyped up because the track list is always insane with the collaborations and then the artists on there. He always gets the best out. He always gets the biggest names out, and it just always lets me down. Always.
Yo, I didn't want to think that, but after the album was over, I was a little upset the first listen. Like, listen, I listened to it, and then I was mad at the end. Like, I was like, Movado? I was like, you gonna end with Movado on me, dog? Like,
he doesn't, it's not forgettable because the songs are bad. Almost none of the songs are bad, per se.
None of the songs are bad.
It's just, they're forgettable.
But
they're forgettable.
At the same time, though, I feel like this project I like better than Blank Face.
I don't know if I can go there, man, because here's my thing with albums. For me, when I go to an album, I like albums that have like a theme running throughout, like everything's kind of connected and it sounds like an actual album. For me, with DJ Khaled, which I don't like, which isn't his fault, but I just don't like the whole compilation where it just sounds like a bunch of just random songs thrown on the album.
I mean,
and that's
for
how
me,
it always comes off.
It seemed like Khaled right here. This is almost like the Drake feel of like Views from the Six, or there's like different seasons of sounds going on, like where it's still a good project, but it doesn't feel like their best work. Like,
look, my biggest disappointment was Don't Ever Play Yourself, for example.
Oh my God, how are you gonna have a title like that and then not make it the hottest track? Like, Don't Ever Play Yourself. That should have been.
He literally has some of the best lyricists ever. We have Jadakiss, Fabulous, Fat Joe, and Busta Rhymes. I don't know why the hell he threw Ken Jones on there, but
that was.
I can only think because he signed to his label. Oh, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like...
Oh, because he's trying to bring him on. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. So, for me, it's just like, you have a list like that, you expect one of the hardest songs of the year to come out. Period. like you expect one of the hardest.
I thought it was gonna be like a quotable. Like I thought that shit would have been like, yeah, that should have been a radio bang. Like you can't not play it kind of song. Don't ever play yourself.
And I just listened to it, and I was just like, well, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now what? Like nothing.
It was like forgettable.
The whole album for me is just forgettable. Like, yeah, Kendrick always has a crazy verse.
Nas' album done though.
Nas' album done is crazy because I love
that was Nas. A well-rounded
Kendrick
track.
Is done, but at the same time, like, and the J. Cole track, of course, like I'll get anything J. Cole, Kendrick, and Nas.
But that was that's what I'm saying though. Like, if you look at like the way the album was set up, it was like when Nas' album done came on, then like you got a break. And then Jermaine's interlude came on. It was like he knew we wanted to hear J. Cole after Nas, but he didn't put them right next to each other. He put them like
it just
one after.
Just feels like a waste of these collaborations to me, and I'm pissed off because I always get myself hyped up for a DJ Khaled album, and I'm always walking away disappointed, forgettable. I honestly, do you honestly go back and listen to a DJ Khaled album? Like honestly. How often do you go back and listen to an actual DJ Khaled album?
A Khaled album? Never. This is probably the first, if only one, that I will ever like look at the whole album. I'll listen to the bangers. Everyone. He's always dropping anthems. Of course,
he always got some singles and some anthems.
So what's his anthem this year? His anthem's "I Got the Keys."
Yeah, but even that wasn't as big as, you would expect it to be. You tell me Jay-Z and Future getting on a song, I'm thinking, oh, that shit is about to be insane. And I don't think it did as well as he thought the single was going to do. Like, it was cool, but it was just kind of still forgettable.
Right. And then
highly forgettable. Weird. This is how I describe them. Highly forgettable.
He's got Future on three songs. Like... And then Movado gets his own song. Like, why does Movado not have anybody else on there?
He signed to his label.
I know he signed, but like, you gave him his own track. Like, Kendrick didn't get his own track. Like, Drake and Movado got their own songs.
Look, For Free is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. For Free is a song that you will hear in the club all summer.
Oh yeah, it was a song that you felt like was out your whole life. Like that song, like kind of that was just a smooth, just summer creeper.
It was
like
a great club song, great club song. But that was probably the rest is just Holy Key's crazy. But again, even then, it's like I don't know how often I'm gonna go back and listen to these songs.
Oh yeah,
I did it to myself. I put my faith in Khaled. And he disappointed me again.
I put my faith in Khaled. Yo, Khaled disappointed me a little bit as well. I'll say that. But honestly, I still think there's more songs on here that I would revisit than some of the other artists' full projects. And how many songs I would pick out of their project. Like if I had to pick a handful, there probably wouldn't be that many. Like I might not even be able to fill a handful with somebody else's album. I could be really good and like just make a playlist of 5 off of this album. But like you said, Khaled fell short a little bit. Like he's so good at hype that he hyped things up too much. Like so far that like. And another thing that I thought was weird was in interviews he was talking about how he's like not doing like all the stuff you're supposed to do in the system, like oh the system wants you to do this and but like this album promotion had to be like the closest thing to like the traditional ways, like 10 years ago kind of promo with like a song out face. 6 months before. 3 months before you put out a video, and then, a month before you put out another single and a video. Like, he did the exact formula, like...
when you're talking about doing things system way, DJ Khaled is literally the definition of that. He knows how to get his radio plays, and he knows how to get hype. Yeah. He's the definition. But you know who did not let me down from their hype? Desiigner.
Yeah. Desiigner. Ooh, I was wondering if we were going to talk about that.
Everybody's punching bag, but he did not let me down. I've probably listened to Timmy Turner at least 10 times every day since it's dropped.
That's like my favorite song he's ever made. I don't think Desiigner, for me personally, the only other song that I think he's made that's like, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you like Timmy Turner?" Like, yes,
I love Timmy Turner. Like, I don't give a fuck.
You just mad. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like, look, I'm not mad that I don't know what he's saying. I'm mad that you care so much that it makes you not
like don't know what he's saying. Do you know what Future's saying? Do you know what Rich Homie Quan is saying? Do you know what Young Thug is saying?
Desiigner made me actually hear Future better. It was almost like he made Future sound articulate. Like when I went back to Future songs, it's like, oh man, I can hear every word he's saying.
Not all music needs to be high art.
Right.
I don't need bars in every song. And not all rappers got bars.
Right.
And not all rappers can make good songs. So you need the both. And one thing that Desiigner can do, honestly, is make good songs. I don't care what nobody says. Panda was by far the biggest song of the year. Yeah. And
the biggest
worldwide. Yeah, by far. And he got people hyped literally off of one hook melody from Freshman XXL. So
yeah, people were so hyped. Like he did the melody for Timmy Turner, and like the internet blew up about it. They were like, "Oh, what is this? What is he doing?" You know, like, and then the song drops, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he made the song." And
look,
like,
I don't listen to Future, and I don't listen to Young Thug, and I also do similar to that for their bars, or for their great lyrical content or anything. I listen for the way they can make a song feel.
Exactly.
And it's all about the feel. Exactly. And Designer's only 18 years old, but he has got that down pat. I don't care what nobody says.
That dude's got that blues swag, like that. Just like I'm gonna feel it, you know, and make it sound like this.
He makes you feel the song. His melodies are crazy. I'm sorry, the melodies are crazy.
Melodies
and then you had Mike Dean. Then you got Mike Dean on the beat.
Mike Dean on the beat. Yo, hardest beat. Like, that beat is disgusting. I don't know how I feel about the ending, but I kind
of like the switch up.
I thought it was really cool and interesting the first time, but then I don't want to hear it every time I listen to it.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So I have to end it at the switch ups every now and then. You know, like if I'm like really, I just want to feel hype. Then it's like,
yeah, I feel you on that.
Then I don't want it to take me there. You know.
But I mean, when you heard the melody, you're expecting like an epic song, and Mike Dean put out an epic fucking beat. I don't care what nobody says. When that fucking bass drops, like in my car,
disgusting.
It's gross.
That beat is one of my favorite. Nah, I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, but
and you know he's like the human punching line right now, so everybody can't wait to see him fail.
Right.
But honestly, as much as people are gonna hate to hear this, he's not going to fail, and he's not going anywhere. He has literally the biggest names in art and rap right now behind him. He has Mike Dean.
He was on Kanye's last album.
You can call up Kanye. You can call up Pusha.
Okay.
He signed to good music. He's not going anywhere.
Pusha T found this man and put him on Kanye's album. No, Kanye put him on Kanye's album, but Pusha T signed him to good music. Shout out to Pusha T once again.
Get used to hearing it because people were saying the same thing when Future came out, and people were saying the same thing when Young Thug came out. Yeah. But now everybody's bumping their shit. So just
people have been saying that when Mike Jones and Slim Thug came out of Texas and shit. Like every time the sound is a little different, and they just wanted to do their own tone, like their own melodic articulation of a word. Then everybody's like, oh, that sounds crazy. Like, why do you do it like that? It's like, does it sound good though? Like, can you just how does that make you feel? Like, don't critique it on value, good or bad. Like, what feeling do you get when you hear this sound? You know, that's what I think artists, and like you said, I don't need bars in every song. Like, I don't want to hear a rapper literally destroying every track. That would be gratuitous. Like, that's why I don't listen to some rappers. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't own any Tech 9 albums. Like,
there's a lot of rappers that can rap.
But I love Tech Nine. No, don't get me wrong. Tech Nine's dope.
To save their life.
I can't listen to his albums like that.
The art of song making is it's a very rare thing. There's a lot of rappers out there, but
so many rappers
actually make a good song is a rare thing.
That's hard to do.
And he's only 18, and so far he has, for me, it's Caliber, and he has Timmy Turner, and he has Panda, and what's the other one I really messed with was Overnight. Yes, yeah. Is he biting? Is he biting Future? 100, 1000%.
He knows it. There's no way to say he's not biting Future. But
Future has never had a song as big as Panda. Let's just say that.
Yeah, no. Well, Panda went number one. Future has no number ones. Point blank, period. So, a new guy.
Get over it.
Ain't 20 yet. Just got a number one. Thanks.
So, get over it. Desiigner
get over it.
Did not let me down, and he's here to stay, and I can't wait to see whatever else he drops.
Honestly, Future's good. Like, Future's not going to have to worry. He's got his clue, his click. He just needs to actually make an album that's good. Like, shave all the fat off of like 4 projects that you want to put out and make it one super dope fire album. That like is undeniable, where niggas are just like, oh my god, I can't turn this off. Like,
easier said than done.
Oh yeah, it's
easier said than done. But that is the first episode of Audio Files. Expect to hear from us a lot more, especially when it comes to music. We have so much to talk about.
We can talk music
on a
for
few
days.
Things. Follow us on SoundCloud. Follow us on livinglifefearless.co. We'll be posting that on there as well. YouTube, wherever we decide to post this, just follow us. Yep. And if you have an opinion about anything that we had to say today, especially I'm sure a lot of you do about Desiigner, let us know in the comments so I can fire you up in the comments. And, yeah, and thanks for checking us out. Come back again, and we'll keep bringing you some more dope content.
Yeah, and, let us know what albums did we miss, what projects should we be keeping our eyes out open for. Just make sure you comment with anything music related to our audio files so we can, keep informing you and make great shows. So keep living life fearless, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.